Okay, hello there, and welcome to a new Let's Play of The Long Dark. Now, Long Dark is made by Hinterland Games, and it's a really cool survival game set in the northern wastes of Canada. You know, real sort of tundra, taiga sort of area. Taiga? Probably that's how you say it. Anyway, so it's really kind of like man versus nature. There's no real NPCs in it, at least not yet. They're planning on putting NPCs in a future update, but it's kind of like you against a really cold, unforgiving environment. There's roaming wolves around. You know, you got to find food, shelter, all that sort of stuff. Keep yourself warm, and it's a really cool survival game, and I really enjoy it. So before I couldn't play it because obviously I was on my old laptop and it's rather shitty. You know, if I'd been playing it on the lowest settings and recording at the same time, I would have got probably about 11 FPS, which is just too bad. I'm sorry to say that I'm only going to be recording this on medium quality. I would have loved to have shown you higher ultra, and they do work on this main PC that I have. But when I'm recording, that FPS drops around about 19, 20 in outdoor areas, and sometimes if it's really kind of blizzardy, but you've still got the long view distance, then it goes down to about 15. And at that point, the sort of video gets really shaky and kind of not unwatchable, but kind of unpleasant to watch, to be perfectly honest. So what we're going to do is we're going to play on medium, and hopefully that'll be a bit better. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started. So we're going to be playing on Sandbox difficulty, and we're going to be playing on Stalker difficulty. I mean, you could watch me playing Pilgrim, where nothing attacks you, or Voyager, where it's kind of more about experience, and you got to be careful of like wolves and stuff, but they're not as aggressive. Whereas Stalker, really unforgiving, makes it so that you freeze to death really quickly, you get hungry faster, there's more wolves about, there's less stuff to take, you know, there's less stuff lying around. You don't have the sort of thing where it's like in a survival game where you just suddenly have like all this food and you almost just can't carry anymore because you're overencumbered. So we're going to be playing on Stalker. We're going to be playing as a male survivor this time. Say in the comments if you want to play as a female one. The female one's actually voiced by Jennifer Hale, I think it was, who's the same person who voiced Commander Shepard, who's a wonderful voice actress. You know, she's done a lot of things. On my new PC, you know, I haven't unlocked Coastal Valley and Pleasant Highway, so we're just going to start in Mystery Lake. But to be honest, I think that's where you usually want to start. If that's kind of like the starting zone. It's probably the zone I know the best. All of them. Now, let's just hope I don't start in the middle of the night. So, a mysterious geomagnetic storm has brought down your plane, crashing down into the northern Canadian wilderness. How long can you survive? Let's go. So yeah, I'm kind of awkward. What am I living for, and what am I dying for? The same question. Margaret Atwood. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Hopefully we don't start in the middle of the night, which we don't. That's wonderful. Okay, so we're in kind of a clear cut here. I had a funny thing. I was on a trip with my family recently, and I was trying to explain to them how a clear cut is an actual forestry term for when most of the trees in an area have been cut down. Like this obviously isn't a technical clear cut because there's still trees about. But say if all these trees were cut down, that would be in a Oh, that is a wolf. Okay, he spotted me. Fuck off, Fluffy. Yeah, I call the wolves Fluffy because they're all fluffy. They're all nice and lovely. Fucking piece of shit. Get off my back. We're running into that house there. Yep, log and can. Great. Let's get in. Oh, thank goodness for that. So already you can see in Stalker mode, quite usually, there's a lot of wolves. And wolves, if you haven't ever played this game before, oh, some lovely beef jerky, we can eat that for some calories. Wolves are very dangerous, especially if you don't have a weapon like we don't have. We can fight them off using our fists, but it'll almost kill us. And we also don't have any bandages to bandage ourselves up. So we've got a book here. It's very lovely. You can rotate items when you're looking at them, like that. So we can use that book as a fire starter, or I think we can even use it as fuel. I can't exactly remember. Some cotton socks. They're not going to be particularly useful. There's an old saying in survival situations that coffins don't kill. That's a complete mistake. But cotton does. So the problem with cotton is if it gets wet, it stays wet. It lowers your body temperature and it makes you colder a lot faster. So we got some cedar firewood. That's really good. So we can use that to make a fire if we find either like a thing. It's really dark in here, so I'm going to press M and it lights a little match for you. Now, obviously you don't want to do that too much at the start because obviously you don't have too many matches lying about. Oh, yes, I can open it. Fantastic. You don't have too many matches and you need them to light fires. Plastic container's empty. That's really annoying. Let's search in this metal container. We found some accelerant, some lighter fluid. That's great. Now, we've got the problem of we can't really go outside right now. Because there is a wolf just outside there. They've changed the AI of wolves. Used to be they just kind of fuck off after they see you go into a building. But this one won't be. This one will still be kicking about. We can What we'll do is we'll try going outside, and we'll make a sprint for one of the other doors, because wolves can outrun you. If he's right there, I'm just going to turn around and go back inside. I'm going to rest for a few hours. And I'll show you the inventory and show you a little bit about that. He's there, he's there, he's there. Run, 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 run. Go away, Fluffy, get away. Oh, we made it. It's alright. It's kind of like shuttle runs, you know, little noise, and you gotta just run as fast as you can, otherwise a wolf will fucking maul you to shreds. That's not quite how it works in real life, but that's how it works up here. Now you can really see the Stalker difficulty coming into play here. Most of the places, oh, some basic gloves, very poor condition, but we'll take them anyway. Most of the containers are empty and there's not a lot of stuff lying about, which I'm not a huge fan of. We're going to light another match, because again, it's really, really dark. We don't have a lantern. We do have a flare, so that's really useful. We can use that to scare off wolves if they get too close. Some newspaper, we can use that as tinder. It always helps light fires. Oh, that match just ran out. See, that's the problem with matches. You light one, and it doesn't last for too long, but you want to make sure you're not missing anything underneath these beds or in these containers here, because sometimes there's little sneaky presents just left for you underneath stuff. Did we check that metal container? No, we didn't. I could have missed that. This is the problem with it being so long and dark. Do you see the reference I'm making? That's one of the reasons why it's quite bad in the long dark. If it's dark, you're going to miss stuff, and you don't want to miss a single thing on Stalker Difficulty. So let's have a look at our equipment. You know, we've got some accelerant, we've got some antibiotics, we've got some basic gloves, we've got the gloves we just picked up, which are actually worse than the ones we had. We've got a bedroll, so if we really need to sleep outside or somewhere that doesn't have a bed, we can put that down, and it'll give us a little bit of warmth, not quite as much as a bed would. We've got some beef jerky, we've got a book, that we can use for burning, we've got some firewood, that's wonderful. We've got some cotton socks, actually better than other ones, so what we're going to do is we're going to put them on, because they'll keep us a little bit warmer. You can see we don't get actually that much warmth bonus from cotton socks, as is real life. We've got some basic shoes that are just pretty rubbish, and we've got some newsprint here. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually... Oh, is there no option to harvest? There we are, actions. See, this is what I mean, they've changed it slightly, so I'm not quite as used to it as I was before. So we're going to sit here and we're going to harvest some tinder plugs, like so. So what we've done there is we've ripped up the newspaper into kind of like little plugs that are going to be useful for fire starting, because it's like you'll get 2 tinder plugs from a sheet of newspaper, whereas you'd only be able to use the newspaper once, so you get like double your amount of tinder. And there's a chance that when you make a fire, it's not going to work. You're going to mess things up. You know, the wood isn't going to light from the tinder, or the kindling rather. Is it tinder or kindling? I can't actually remember. Okay. So that wolf seems to have left us alone, so we're going to run to this one here. There's a ruined shack there that we're also going to look at, if we get a chance. Ah, wonderful. This is what we were looking for, storm lantern. So now we don't have to... and an insulated vest. Oh, wonderful. Now we've actually got some good things. I'm going to light my lantern here, so we can see a bit more. See, look at all the stuff we could have missed. We could have missed this lovely can of dog food here, or this plastic container. And look at that in the bottom right there. There's a jerry can full of fuel. 3.16 litres of kerosene. So we're going to be able to use that to light our lantern. So I'm not feeling too bad for using it right now. Let's check underneath the beds. Got some scrap metal down there. Lovely, lovely. Anything under these beds? No. Very annoying. We've got a book there. Anything on top? No. Yeah, it seems to be the Stalker difficulty is going to make this quite hard. But you don't want to see me just being fine. Where'd be the fun in that? You want to see me just sit there and be like, oh god, what have I done? Going on the hardest difficulty on a new Let's Play. So, Fluffy, you here, Fluffy? Okay, he seems to have left us alone for now. So we're going to quickly run over here and just check in here, see if we can find anything. We found some more firewood. There's actually a little fire stove there. I don't think we can use that because it's underneath the snow. So we're going to start running away from this area because we know there is Fluffy around. There he is. You see him over there? Ah, gotta have good eyes. Be able to see these wolves before they can see you or smell you. He says, as there is another wolf around here. Yep, there he is. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. So I think we're gonna have to use our flare here. Yep. He starts running at us. He's in stalking mode just now. He's just kind of looking at us. We haven't got too close to really aggro him yet, but he's wanting to kill us. Put it that way. Yeah, he's definitely running for us now. There's a stag there. Hopefully he'll change his target. If he doesn't, then we're pretty screwed. What you can do with flares is you can throw them at people. Shit! I'm stuck! Get away from me! Get away! So then we can pick that flare back up and we can hold on to it. I got pretty lucky there because I got stuck on those pieces of wood there. Now obviously that isn't how you want to use your only flare. That was our first flare that we only just by chance picked up. We could have actually fought that wolf. We wouldn't have been able to kill it because we don't have a weapon, we don't have a knife, we don't have a hatchet. So we got this flare just now. There's still that deer over. Oh, see, look, there's Fluffy. He's going for that deer. He wants a piece of that, and he's brought that down. Okay, so we're gonna keep this flare lit in case he spots us, which hopefully he shouldn't because he's too busy focused on his kill. But if we get too close, I'm just gonna see. Look at him there. Oh, little Fluffy. He's enjoying his piece of meat. Oh, yeah, no, mate. Just stay where you've already got your food. Why are you coming after us? Okay, so he's kind of got. We've aggroed him. We've still got our flare lit, so if we need to, we can just throw that behind us and he'll piss off. Fucking Fluffy. Oh, is that a bear? That is a bear. That is a bear. Okay, so we've actually got a bear over there as well. So, no, Fluffy, piss off. He should run away from that. If not, then we're kind of screwed. We're going to make our way up this hill here. There's actually a very nice lookout tower that I think we're going to be able to spend the night in. Because if we look at our thing, it's about 5 hours until daylight is gone. So, I mean, we could stay around and keep exploring, but if a blizzard rolls in, and if you look at the sky, it's not looking particularly great. So if a blizzard rolls in, and we suddenly lose all visibility, even with our storm lantern, it's going to be really tough for us to find any kind of shelter. In fact, how cold is it just now? It feels like -4. So, we've obviously got our insulation from our clothes. That's really, really good. Because if you weren't wearing any clothes with any kind of insulation at all, then you'd just be kind of freezing to death right now. Because, I mean, if we look at the actual temperature, air temperature is -7 and the wind chill is -3. Technically, it's -7 plus a -3. Onto that, it's negative. It feels like it's -10 degrees Celsius because of the added wind chill. Because of our clothes, we've reduced that down to 4, so we've got about 6 degrees centigrade of insulation in our clothes. Now, we haven't got very good clothes, admittedly, but I'm quite happy with the fact that we are not going to just kill ourselves by wandering about, which is a very, very possible thing. We're quite lucky that it's a good temperature. You know, the sun's still up, even if it is going to set very, very soon. The sun is still up, it's still giving us some warmth. Once the sun goes down, it does get very, very dark. Well, obviously it gets very, very dark, but it gets very, very cold as well. And those are two combinations that are not very good. There's a dead man over here. Poor guy. Let's have a wee look and see what he has. So I'm going to name our character here Billy, because Billy is my go-to name for any character that I am. So welcome, Billy, to the world of the Long Dark. We're going to just get you to come up to this tower here. You know, let you spend the night in there. Look, I don't know, let's have a little look at that view. I mean, that is lovely. You've got to admit, the game, even on medium settings, is a beautiful, beautiful game. So here we are. Let's get in to our little kind of safe area. We've got a bit of music coming about. Found a rifle round. Here. Great. So if we can find a gun with that single round, we can commit suicide. Wonderful. Actually, suicide isn't in the game yet, I'm pretty sure. We've got a lot of antiseptic, but we don't have any bandages. There is, however, a hatchet here. Now that is good. Let's have a look at that. Really, really good. That gives us a weapon in case we do get caught by the wolves. We've had some tomato, soup, and some beef jerky, and some firewood, and a sewing kit. Wonderful. So we're definitely going to spend the night here. Because now that we've found that sewing kit, we can... Oh, there's something underneath that bed there. What's that? A pry bar. Wonderful. So if we find any locked containers, we can now open them. Just double check the radio. Yep, radios do not work. There's a huge electromagnetic storm that's passed all over the world. That's kind of fucked everything up, really. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to set this on fire. So yeah, we got some fuel of books or cedar firewood. So we're going to set a book alight. We've only got 9 cardboard matches left. We've got 3 plugs of tinder. We could use an accelerant to boost our chance of success to high. I think what we're going to do actually is going to fill cover it in a bit of kerosene. Hopefully we haven't used all our kerosene, that'd be pretty bad. So yep, that's just gone up in flames. We're going to add a piece of cedar firewood. And what we're going to do is we're going to cook ourselves some tomato soups. So we're going to open up with a can, and we're going to prepare ourselves a bit of water as well, because we don't have anything to drink just now. What we're going to do is we're going to melt the snow, and then we're going to boil the snow. Because the problem with just drinking, or just eating snow, it does give you some form of liquids in your body, and that's always good. You always want to make sure that you have some liquids in you, but it'll lower your core body temperature by a significant amount. Let's see how long we have left. Yep, that should be enough to boil all our water. And the problem is as well, it's untreated snow. You don't know if an animal, you know the saying, don't eat yellow snow? It comes from the fact that if an animal's pissed in it, or anything like that, it's going to be probably infected. Oh, look at that. Look at that. That is lovely. We've got a nice wee roaring fire in. We've got about 3 hours of daylight, so we're definitely not going to go outside. Because that's only an approximation. It says there's about 3 hours of daylight left. But if we go outside and have a look, it feels like 2 degrees, so it's actually gotten slightly warmer even though it is snowing. But if you look at that sunset, oh, that is beautiful. But yeah, it's already getting dark, even though the sun is still technically up. It's going behind some mountains over there. It's gonna get dark. It's gonna get cold. Even with our lantern, we're not gonna have enough light. Look at this. We can, even with a fire going, we've barely got enough light to even really kind of see around this area here. So it feels like 13 degrees inside here, and that I'm very happy for. Insulated vest. We're gonna wear that on as a top layer, and we're gonna start harvesting our useless clothes. Because what we can do with the cloths, piece of cloth that we get from them, is we can start to repair some of our clothing. So yeah, that's our pry bar there. Very, very poor nick, I will admit. We've probably made our tomato soup cold as well, which is quite a shame. Yeah, it's cold now. So that's upsetting. I should have eaten that. But what we'll do is we'll eat that. You can see our calories down there. You can have a maximum of 2,500 calories at a time. I'm gonna drink some water as well. So we're reasonably fed. We're not particularly well fed. You can see here our hunger is actually quite high. We've still got 1.2 kilograms of water left. We drank 0.3. Doesn't seem like much, but you know we are kind of running out of things. What we'll do is we'll probably eat the dog food in the morning. We'll just kind of sleep in it for now. We can maybe try and see how much tinder that we can forage from this place, because we want as much. See, when it goes question mark, question mark, question mark, it means there's a blizzard outside. I can't actually tell how long it's going to go. So you can see the snowfall. It was a very short blizzard, but it was a blizzard nonetheless. So yeah, it's getting really, really dark now. We don't want to go out in daylight, and we also don't want to go out when it's cold, which is going to be cold. Oh, those gloves are actually better than the ones we had before. Excellent. Yeah, so we don't want to go out when it's dark and just after the sun's come up, because it's going to take a few hours for the sun to come up and make everything a little bit warmer. So what we're going to do is we're going to spend our time harvesting our stuff. I think we probably are going to eat that can of dog food, actually. You do get hungry very, very fast. Let's see if we can repair this. So yeah, we've got repair skill 60, repairing for 25, chance of success about 80. We're going to repair our insulated vest. We want to get a little bit more insulation. We want more warmth when we're running about, because if you get too cold, it's going to start taking off your health. This is the same health that you'll lose from getting things like dysentery or cholera from eating infected meat or infected water. Drinking infected water, not eating it actually. That's a thin wool sweater. See, like, this is what you want. You want nice woolen jumpers when you're out in a survival situation like this. Yeah, we're getting cold. We are cold. It feels like it's -1, and that's not good. It's gonna make you cold. If your temperature's anywhere lower than 0 degrees, it's gonna raise your cold stat, because obviously you're gonna feel cold. Did we just harvest that by accident? We did. This is the problem, folks. Make sure you're not an idiot and accidentally harvest your clothes. This is not how to do a survival situation. So let's make sure to repair our stuff instead of harvesting it. God, I'm an idiot. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go to, I think we're going to call this episode here as soon as I can find the bed. There we are. So what we're going to do is we're going to rest for about 9 hours. We're going to burn a lot of calories. We're going to get a bonus for sleeping in a bed. It's blizzarding about just now. We've got about, we don't know how many hours of daylight left. Let's have a look outside. I'll show you what I mean by it being a blizzard. See, look. We go outside. The sun's not even up yet. It feels like minus 21. We are actually freezing to death. If we go outside, we're incredibly hungry, we're incredibly thirsty. So we're going to drink a little bit more water. We're going to open our can of dog food using our can opener. This is what you have to do in a survival situation. You have to eat things you wouldn't normally eat, like crickets, dog food, things that seem unappetizing because you just don't have anything else. And we can't actually even go outside. Where we left off, we're currently in a blizzard, and you know, everything is looking a-okay ish. We harvested one of our clothes by accident. That was fairly stupid. We're gonna eat some beef jerky. We've got to keep our calories up. We don't really have that much food, but we're gonna have to rest until this blizzard is over, because we are not going to be able to go outside with this blizzard going about, and especially when it's not that cold. And of course, as soon as we wake up, oh, nope, blizzard seems to have gone. Got another about 10 hours of daylight left. Visibility is very low, and it feels like negative 20. This is not looking good. What we're going to do, is we're going to spend some time cooking some water. Well, not cooking water, but we're going to get some water and we're going to purify it, because in reality, we don't really have too much left to go on. We've only got, like, what, 0.6 kilograms of water left? I mean, it seems like a lot, but you will drink that through very, very quickly. When you go to sleep for long periods of time, you know, you do seem to drink a lot when you wake up. I guess it's kind of like real life. When you wake up, well, that's why it's called breakfast, isn't it? Breaking the fast after you stop sleeping. Because if you think about it, your body's been sitting there for however many hours you've slept for, hasn't eaten anything, hasn't drank anything. It's not too good for it. So we're going to add some cedar firewood, we're going to add both of them to it. We're going to make a fuck ton of water. We're going to make 2 liters of water. Well, we're going to melt 2 liters of snow anyway, and then we're going to make 2 liters of water. And that should hopefully allow the outside to heat up a little bit while we're doing this. I know it's not very interesting to watch, but hey, survival situations aren't interesting. They're more, there's a lot of things you have to do. Okay, so it's definitely looking better now. There's definitely a lot more visibility. Let's go outside. Feels like -1. That's fine for me. And that'll probably change as we continue to run. So we're just going to leave that fire there. I should probably get some more water, but I don't want it to go into a blizzard again. Yeah, there, Jeff. I don't want it to go blizzardy again before we can get out and get stuck there with our last packet of beef jerky. That would be a recipe for disaster. Getting stuck somewhere during a blizzard, you've got to make sure that you've got enough food and water and supplies in order to make sure that you're going to survive. Now, yeah, it is very, very cold. -16, but we've come to the point now where we're getting a little bit desperate and we're actually going to have to start moving. So what we're going to do is, we know there's a bear and a wolf, or at least there was down there. The bear did seem to be moving along this way, down the ravine, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to be very cheeky. And I'm going to kind of like drop off the side here. If you do this correctly, you won't sprain your ankle. So you kind of run at like an angle like that. And we'll come to a little stream here. And in fact, if you look at the stream, there's a little lookout tower over there. So we're going to run over to that bit. And pray to God in heaven that there is no wolves about. How cold is it? -14. So we're feeling the chill. Let's put it that way. There's no wolves over that way that I can see. And it doesn't seem like there's any wolves across the lake, so this should be good. There could be a wolf around the side of this rock, but it doesn't sound like it. Nope. Oh, wait, no, I was wrong. There is a wolf there. He has... Yep, no, he's after me. Okay, we're not going to be able to go to that little tower there. We have no flares or torches in our inventory. We do have our hatchet, so we should be able to defend ourselves. Right. Let's get you. Right, okay, we got him. We don't have any bandages, though. And there's a second wolf. It's an entire wolf pack. This is going to be the end of our run, everyone. Yeah, we're dead. 100% we're dead. And that's the end of the long dark. You've died from loss of blood and shock from a wolf attack. You survived for 21 hours and 36 minutes. So, this is going to be our little taster session of the long dark. I had planned on making this a longer episode, but obviously, we've just died. Welcome to Stalker Difficulty, everyone. Oh dear. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.